Hi friends, welcome back to another Sims 4 build challenge. Today we're gonna attempt to build a house using only pastels. I really wanted to build something bright and happy and colorful, so let's get into it. I'm gonna be building in the new world of Tartosa. This is the world that comes with the new Sims 4 My Wedding Stories game pack. And before I started building, I did look for a little bit of inspiration, so I'm gonna show you guys what I found. A lot of my inspiration was based off of Disney World. I was looking up pastel, like unique pastel buildings, and I came across this cool looking different kind of architecture. So that's gonna be the inspiration for our build today. It's gonna be wacky, unique, and very colorful. So the way that I want to start building this shell, I'm gonna go piece by piece. It's gonna be a little bit different than how I normally build. I want to do multiple different towers on this thing with multiple different like types of roofing. Basically every little like tower on this build is going to be slightly different but like cohesive in its own way. If I can pull off what I'm envisioning, it's gonna be really cool. I would love to bring in some of these new details from the new game pack that we got. And one thing that I noticed from the architecture that I'm kind of like looking into is there were a lot of clocks on this thing. So I kind of want to incorporate clocks somehow, like this cool, unique like obsession with clocks. We're gonna bring that into this build. I might be using white, like I might use some neutral colors to kind of like pull everything together, because although I have done the no neutrals challenge before, I don't think we're gonna be doing that today. I do still need a main area. Since the only thing I've drawn so far are towers, I'm gonna bring it out a little bit so I actually have some space to my house. So we'll bring it around this way and I can extend it up that. And then as we're going, I'm just gonna continue to keep adding my towers. I'm not really concerned about the middle part of this build at all right now. So as I've been going along here, I've also been trying to test out what looks good on my towers. So I've been using different fencing options, different like little details. It's a very like dysfunctional way of building. I feel like I'm going in like little sections at a time as opposed to like really focusing on the big picture of a build, which normally I like to build from like out here. So I think I'm content with my shell. I'm going with high, tall roofs. I really want this thing to be very dimensional, like lots of different aspects of it when you look at it. But I'm also trying to figure out how I like the roofing the best. So I think maybe like a little bit of overhang would be nice. And I'm going in with like a very thick trim. Even around the bottom of this, like that trim there is one of the thicker ones from base game. But I do think a little bit of overhang will be nice on this build. I'm also trying to do a little bit of different colors in here while sticking with the pastel kind of theme. So this one here is from Spa Day. There's a nice mint swatch in there, which I think we're gonna see a lot of that mint color. And then also for the pink, this is a new wallpaper from The Sims 4 My Wedding Stories, and I've used it in two different swatches. So there's like a really pale pink and this like more saturated kind of pink. I think the contrast between the two of them looks really nice. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this build today was because of the pastel colors and the windows that come with this pack. When I saw those like inspiration reference pictures, I was like, this is totally going to work with all of the new items. It looks so nice. That door looks perfect on there. And not only do I want to add like windows as details here, but I also want to go in eventually and add wall details. So I'm thinking about using clocks. Like I said, on the exterior, I definitely want a heavy clock focus on this build. And the one that comes to mind that I really want to use is this one from Get Together. I'm pretty sure it's intended for like reasons like this. If we could put that maybe on this tower here and kind of just like play around with the location of the windows that we're using, that could look really cool. And I feel like up here, I need a really big window, so I'm considering using Realm of Magic. This is weird because it has made an occurrence in like a few of my recent videos, and I never use these circle windows ever. Like I actually try to avoid them, but today I think they could look really cool kind of like right here, because this is a big area and I don't want to repeat this window too much. Another option that I'm thinking about is cottage living. I want to use these and like layer them like that. I feel like, yes, it looks so odd. Like on a traditional house, I would not be doing this, but I sort of like that for this build. Again, very strange, but also really cohesive kind of vibe. We're gonna raise this up, I think pretty tall. There's a little bit of like European influence on like the roofing and stuff. Ooh, we could also go in with these. They have some nice like white flowers, some blue flowers on there. I want to bring out a fence. I don't really know which one I'm gonna be using yet, but I want to do like a little patio here. I think this one is gonna be way too big, but this is sort of like what I'm picturing. And then since my front door is there, we could bring the fence out like this. I hate it when this happens. Like clearly I want this to be a room. These newer slender windows are really nice too. These are from the new game pack as well. And I think they're gonna look nice maybe in like the smaller spots, like the smaller options that I have. I haven't done any work on my back part yet. You know, when you get like really attached attached to an idea and you like can't shake it, and you slowly just start to realize that your idea is not as good as you thought it was. It doesn't matter. You carry on and continue. That's what's happening to me right now. So I'm using these spa day lights. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of what I saw and why this is so stuck in my motivation right now. I'm trying to recreate that by using lights so at nighttime this thing looks really cool, but I mean, it's not really getting the effect that I want, and it also looks a little bit strange. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but also a little bit strange. So I think we're gonna just undo the whole thing. I am currently in the search for cool lighting though. I really want that to be like a focus of this, like when it's lit up at night, it's gonna look really cool, but that's not the vibe. That's not it. Also, on the topic of not really being a vibe, I don't know how I feel about what I'm doing here, but it's made an occurrence in not one but two spots. So I've been using this light. This is one of those like ball lights, like, you know, those fancy ones from my wedding stories. It comes in really cool and cute, like pastel swatches, but I'm using it as like roofing, and like in the daytime it looks good, but at nighttime, don't know yet. Ooh, other thing to note that I have found is this here from Get to Work. This was actually one of those like happy accidents because I was looking through for this swatch here, this pink swatch, and I put that one on there by accident with the white and black, and that tiny bit of contrast I think looks really cute on there, so I actually put it over to the side. I'm working using these items that I'm trying to see if they fit the aesthetic. Like some of them are working, some of them aren't, so it's really like trial and error with this build. And then as you can see, the back part here is coming along quite nicely. It's a slow but steady approach. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys, I found this spa day waterfall, which I think would look cool. And if I go in with a pool, I can make it look like the waterfall is actually like going into the pool. And in live mode, that's gonna look absolutely gorgeous. Plus, again, another mistake. I didn't really intend on having my pool up there like that, like up on the foundation, but I kind of don't mind it. And we could put fountains in there, get the live mode reveal even more fancy. I could use this opportunity for lighting that's a little bit hidden. And on the topic of the little pool landscaping, I think I'm also gonna go in and add one like right here, right at the front. Then we can have a fountain there. And God, we gotta figure out what we're doing about this lighting. Okay, let's do some landscaping. And I don't know how you guys felt about my last video. In that video for the walkthrough, I waited to finish the landscaping until the end, so it's kind of like a big final reveal for the walkthrough. Let me know if you guys like that kind of thing. Like, I'll do some of it. I'll show you guys the main feature of like my plan for the landscaping, but then at the end it's kind of like a big reveal, you know? All right, so I think I'm ready to move inside. This is the details and the landscaping that I have done, and the rest is going to be for the reveal for later. But this is what we've got. Tons of detail around the sides. All of my windows and everything are in place for where I want them to be. I love this. I could honestly stop here and be very content. Like, this is probably one of my favorite exteriors I've done in a hot minute. I really, really like it. So going inside, I do have a layout that I figured out. I didn't have too hard of a time trying to like figure this out because it's actually a pretty big, and even though it is like an oddly shaped shell, yes, like I do have a lot of space in here. So front door we've got right here. We're gonna walk into a living area, kitchen and dining over there. I had a bathroom intended for right here, but I think I'm gonna delete that, open that up for like an extra breakfast table or something like that. Over here, this is gonna be the oddest room ever because the way that I had to use that like ball from my wedding stories, I had to like raise it up so it's not entirely like gone from the bottom floor. It's gonna just like linger like that. So I mean, this is just gonna be like a bathroom anyway, and if you have the walls down you'll be able to see, but it's gonna be like a desperate measures kind of bathroom, you know what I mean? And for the flooring, I'm considering using again that mint swatch from Spa Day. I might bring that up here as well. And the flooring I used here is Eco Lifestyle. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually start in this hallway area here. I don't know why I'm drawn to it, so let's get in there. First, I'm drawn to the kits because I know there are cute items in here that we could use that have like pastel colors. Like this light, I know we've got the mint, we've got the really pale pink, and I think there's also like an end table that has a similar kind of color scheme. Oh yeah, this one. These are some really pastel like swatches in here. There's a pink, I think there's like a pale green, pale yellow in here. I do feel like the greenery from the plants in here are gonna provide the most contrast because sometimes when what I find when you're working with pastels is it's very easy to get like a very flat looking kind of vibe, but with the slight contrast in greenery, even though the pots are gonna be pale pink and everything like that, I think it's gonna bring everything together. And it's also on the table since the outside of this build is so out there that we can use totally like non-conventional items in here. I know there's a base game neon light that I'm currently looking for, and there's like ice cream on it. Is it base game? Maybe it's get to work. Neon. Search. Ah, yes, get to work. Okay, I want this. Are you a cupcake? What are you? Mr. Cup of Cake neon sign. Okay, I kind of see the cupcake, I guess. Yeah, I totally thought that was an ice cream swirl for so long. I want to use those. We could put an ornament underneath. I think tiny living is also going to have a big role in this build because there's a lot of pastel art under those swatches. So for now, I think we're going to leave it at this. I also added this like bread thing, which again, I know is weird, but like I kind of like it in here. I don't know. I feel like this is a really quirky kind of odd sim that's going to be living here. I don't know. I haven't quite figured out a story with them yet, but let's go downstairs. Let's start to kind of figure out our main area here. Whenever there's a new pack, I am just immediately drawn to using everything from said pack. So I am definitely going to be using My Wedding Stories again today. I like to, after I've gotten past the whole like what the items are supposed to be used for kind of thing, like the venues and everything, I like to see then what I can do with them outside of that genre. So for example, Journey to Batuu, obviously I don't use to make like Star Wars builds all the time, but I have found nice clutter pieces that I do like to use often. So I'm hoping I can find something similar. Like I like those chairs for a regular house. I know there was a pastel swatch in here. There was actually quite a few pastel swatches that came with this pack, so we could use that right there. Maybe there's like some memorabilia kind of stuff on here. We've got some liquor. And for kitchen stuff, I know that Country Kitchen and actually Cottage Living have some like pastel items, but I think Country Kitchen is gonna take it today. I want to use these really nice cabinets, little bit of a rustic kind of look, but I don't really want to bring my kitchen like this way per se. So this might actually be a little bit of a smaller kitchen than I thought. Like in there, I wanted to do maybe a seating area or a breakfast table or something along those lines. So I'm gonna keep my kitchen pretty small. I'm avoiding cluttering until I figured out what my layout is for sure gonna be like. It definitely makes it a lot easier to move like one item around or like a few items around than like all of the little details. So once we for sure know what we're gonna be doing here, then we can carry on with the rest of the details, which I think this is gonna work. Okay, hear me out. I have this weird idea, but since we're on the topic of weird today, let's do a clock gallery wall. I actually keep saying like weird and strange and odd for like this kind of like clock stuff, but I love clocks. I would love when I'm older to like be a clock collector, like go and find all these antique clocks. Like something about them has always just appealed to me. I know there's other people like they're like that, so clock lovers unite. But I think we could make a really cool gallery wall with like different size clocks, different looking clocks. I'm gonna try and keep them all pretty neutral. I'm also gonna bring the clocks over here. It's gonna be a reoccurring theme throughout like this whole house, I think, which is weird because I feel like I normally focus on trying to keep like minimum multiple like duplicated items, but in this case, we're going all out. I did end up adding more of the My Wedding Stories clutter items because I think they look really pretty with like this aesthetic, like the rose gold looks so nice with the pastels. This corner is so cute too. I did a paranormal table with one of the Blooming Rooms kits plants and a grandfather clock, which like, ooh, I love it. I think it looks really cool. And then over here, I added an island just for a little bit of extra prep space. Now I'm able to clutter this up and I keep seeing little like plants coming through. So I really want to make sure that we get this covered up. So just a little bit of extra clutter in there looking cute. I still need a trash can, which there's actually pastel trash cans. I'm gonna use the little pink one, put that right there. And then on this side, this is what my clock wall is looking like. So I've got the grandfather clock from Vampires, a bunch of smaller clocks over here, and I've never done that before. I think that looks really cool. So now I'm working away on my living room slash like entry area. So I think I want to put a fireplace. I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be like here in Tortosa. We've got a beach, but I haven't done any gameplay here yet, so I don't really know if it's supposed to be colder ever. But fireplace nonetheless. I did put a chimney, so then we can do a TV area here. I'm thinking like a pale cottage living couch, and then we can really pull it together with those like pastel details. I'm noticing vintage glamour is coming in pretty clutch here because we've got the mint green with those gold kind of like accents on it, which looks really gorgeous. And I find myself again reusing a lot of these plants because I really like the contrast that it's bringing. I'm not entirely sure when I'm gonna get sick aesthetic of these new lanterns either. Like these are from the new wedding pack. So that area looking cute. And then it's really nice. I'm using these base game windows. So we're gonna see hopefully like the fountains coming out while we're in live mode. And that's gonna look really pretty. And then obviously for this bathroom here, I'm literally just gonna put like a toilet and a sink and skedaddle. So adding extra clutter pieces, this is what my front little foyer is looking like. I used a Journey to Batu plant, that weird one. Still unsure of what this plant is, but it does have some really cute pastel swatches actually. So I've got that at the front door. We've got a few little dream home decorator storage boxes over there. My tiny guest bathroom in there, I would avoid again at all costs. There is gonna be another bathroom upstairs, so that one's just gonna be like last minute. You gotta go to the washroom before you leave. But this is what our living room and our kitchen are looking like right now. Let's go upstairs. We're gonna start working on some of the bedrooms. So for our 3 bedrooms, I think I'm gonna try and do them sort of together. At first, I did do the bathroom. It's pretty basic. We've got just a couple, you know, pastel items in here, all the essentials, bathtub, you know. But let's first try and find a bed for each room. I think I'm gonna need a single bed for this room at least, and then the other 2 can be double beds. And again, I don't have a story for who lives here yet, so feel free if you guys want to write a story for this one in the comments, go right ahead. I think that bed looks cute with the purple in there, so we'll keep that one. And then for these ones, let's try Eco Lifestyle. It kind of has that like pastel pink on the blanket there. And then we could do The Sims 4 Cottage Living has this like iron bed, and I think maybe we can find a pastel swatch in here. Like maybe that one, it's got like the pale yellow on there and the pink. Okay, so 2 double beds, 1 single bed in this house. But I'm not picturing kids here. Like I'm wondering if this is maybe like a guest room or something. I am gonna turn on debug because I know that Nifty Knitting has a lot of pastel stuff. Like literally everything they have is kind of pastel. So we're gonna do bb.show hidden objects, and I'm gonna get my Nifty Knitting filter on. We'll get everything on the table. I know some of the hanging plants have some really cute pastel swatches we could use. Ooh, and the rugs. I forgot about this actually. We've got a really pale blue rug. I actually found this picture here from City Living, which matches my rug perfectly and my little like plushie. So this room is coming along. I guess we could go with like a full Nifty Knitting kind of room here and add like that crafting thing. Oh, there's like little paints on there. So we could do that. I have a poof over here from Snowy Escape. So next to it, I could put a knitting bag, like one of these, definitely with the pastel theme. We'll add the hanging plants, and of course, any clutter that I can get on there. So, oh, maybe they make teddy bears. That's really cute. I do like this room. I feel like that brings everything together in here. Let's move on to one of the next rooms. I think for this one, I want to put a TV in here. So I'm gonna use this here from Tiny Living, and we'll put that on that wall there. And then I'm gonna see what Vintage Glamour has. So this is gonna be maybe in more of an older room. And Vintage Glamour, I know, has like some of those pastel swatches. Like we've got the mint swatch there. They also have the pink. And I did switch this bed, I forgot to tell you guys, to a Vintage Glamour bed. So there's that really pale pastel pink bed, which looks so cute in here. We could get a clothing rack in here. And then I know that I think City Living has a big like holographic kind of looking wall detail thing. It's this one. It looks kind of like a holographic kind of thing, but it's got these pastel colors on it. I'm gonna use that to take up that whole wall, I think. And then maybe we can go a little bit less on the clutter in this room because that is so bold. So maybe like a paranormal table right there. We'll get like a flower on that. Whoever lives in this room, I'm almost getting like witchy vibes a little bit. Even though I didn't really intend for that to happen, like I didn't really think that we would end up there. I haven't put a cauldron or any magical items in here at all, but maybe this could be like a, oh, maybe, you know what this could be? Sometimes my stories hit me late, okay? I apologize. This could be the place that they hide out. So if there's like these magical, like occult Sims that live in The Sims 4 in your game, when they're outside the magic realm, they pretend to be normal people like Harry Potter. And so they live here, and this is where they hide out and pretend to be normal. So no trace of magic here, but definitely kind of like a mystical, whimsical vibe. So in this room, I added one more little piece of wall decor, which is this shelf from the kids room stuff pack. It's called Sarah's Scrapbook Shelf. It has like all these little pictures on it, which is intended for kids, but there's like dog pictures on there. There's a pig in a scarf and a hat. Like, come on, it's such a cute item and I never use it. So I've got that on there. I added a candle. I again have the My Wedding Stories kind of decor over there, and this is what our bedroom is looking like for now. And I just started working on this one over here. So I've added this shelf and dresser combination. I've got my clutter on here. I added some nail polish in pastel swatches. We've got some of the Blooming Rooms kit stuff. And also there's these little like message in a bottle model clutter pieces in debug of my wedding stories, so I decided to put those on there. Before I move on to the walkthrough, I'm adding some last minute details on here just to make it look a little bit more full. And the more that I'm coming along here, I definitely do think it's gonna be like young witches, like 2, 3 witches that live together, and they pretend that they've got nothing to do with the magic world while they're here. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how beautiful this house looks in the walkthrough in a second, but look, I have to show you what's going on. Vlad is on the move. Watch out, everybody. We have Mr. Vlad on the move. Apparently, Tartosa is not too far for him. This is what our house is looking like in live mode in Tartosa. I have moved to a smaller lot. I thought this house suited a smaller lot a little bit better, but look at it with the fountains going. I think it looks so freaking cool. In the back, we've got our fountains going as well. This is overlooking the city of Tartosa, and look at our little waterfall. It looks so cool. So in the front door we go. I've got my sim going. Oh my God, where are we going? Oh, hello? This is so weird. Inside the main room, our sims are just hanging out watching some TV. Oh, they're watching the cooking channel. I'm like, why are they so hungry? They just moved in here. The windows now are even prettier, how they're overlooking the rest of the world. We can see the water from here. The views are gorgeous. We can also see through the window here looking outside. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this build. It's actually pretty open. I thought we were gonna have a little bit of limited space in here. There's actually quite a bit of room for me to check out what's going on, and the background of this makes everything look so much better. Coming up the stairs, we've got our super cute hallway. Again, some beautiful windows overlooking the world. I really love the sims that I made for this house as well. They look so cute, totally fitting the vibe. And the gameplay for in here could be to make sure that no other sims find out that your sims are living in a magical secret world. This is how the rest of the layout is looking from the upstairs view. And from the outside, this is what our home ended up looking like. And that's all I got for our pastel build challenge in The Sims 4. You can find this build on the gallery under Sydneymacoretta. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.